Hello everyone and welcome back to the course, and in this video we're going to be looking at basically configuring Tails OS for basically Tor and the deep web or the dark net as it's called. Now some of you guys may not be very comfortable or used to Tails OS, and I assure you it's pretty very easy in fact to use. You basically have your toolbar right up here, and this has your application launcher. And it has your places, which is basically where your files are, your file browser. As you can see, it has your computer. You can browse files on your network. You then have your keyboard, your virtual keyboard. You have your clipboard. You then have something here called the onion circuits, which I'll get to in a minute. You then have your accessibility settings, your language settings, and you have your time and date. You have your connection settings with your sound settings, and you can basically log off, suspend, or shut down the system. Now, Tails OS already comes pre-installed with Tor, and as it said on the website, all connections are passed through the Tor relays or the Tor network. And how this is done is through the use of the onion circuits that are currently in place. As it will show you here, these are the current onion circuits that it's going to use, and it'll basically give you information about it and the bandwidth, and you can basically just customize a lot of stuff here, a lot of advanced things, but for now don't really get into it. So as I said, straight out of the box it's going to come with the Tor browser. But before we do that, if you guys are having trouble with changing the resolution of the operating system through the virtual machine, let me just show you how to do that. So you want to go down into system tools and settings. Once you're in the settings menu, let it just takes a few seconds to start up. You want to go into hardware and display. Alright, once you open display, just select the first one. It's going to say unknown display. That's because you're in a virtual machine. If you're running this through a USB flash drive and you've booted this up as sort of a dual boot, you really don't have to go through this because it's probably already using your native resolution. But if you're doing this to a virtual machine, just click on this display here, and you want to basically select a resolution that you are comfortable with. I find that 1280 by 1024 is perfect for me. I'm going to apply that, and I'm just going to say keep changes, and there we are. Works perfectly for me. I'm going to close that. And you can basically get started on configuring Tor, which is really very simple. All we're going to do is just hit Tor browser and just let it start up. It's going to take a few seconds. Just give it its time to continue, and you can basically just let it start up, and I can basically explain a bit more about this onion circuits as it opens up. So I'm just going to move this to the side right here, and hopefully we can minimize that. Let's just minimize that right there. Now basically once Tor starts, which it has right here, I'm just going to minimize that. So Tor has started, and I'm just going to basically show you that it works straight out of the box by running the URL that we did in the previous video, which is basically the check.torproject.org, which is down there, and this is basically going to check whether we are connected to the Tor network, which honestly speaking I think we should, considering we're running this on Tails. Just give it a few seconds. It probably is checking for the appropriate onion circuit to use, and voila, as you can see, congratulations, this browser is configured to use Tor. And that's basically it for Tails. It can't get much easier than that, and that's why I recommend this for beginners and people who really don't want to go through all the installation process and all of the complex stuff that Qubes OS will basically force you to go through. Qubes OS is a good operating system, but Tails is just much better, and it wins in simplicity. So that's basically it for Tails OS. And in the next video, we're going to be basically looking at a few privacy options that we can configure within Tor. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the Q&A section of the video. Goodbye.